What's the name of Uncle Poochie's podcast?
6 Feet Under.
6 Feet Under podcast.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever this message reaches you, listen to another episode of 6 Feet Under podcast. I am your 5'9" host with sophisticated ignorance, Uncle Poochie. And if you know what, I'm gonna do something real quick, Meezy. This is gonna sound familiar. If you're hearing me so clear, so effervescently, so well you're hearing me by myself, you know what I'm saying? Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't think of one better person to have on for the first time on an episode that I'll be posting on YouTube than the first person who gave me my props. I'm gonna gas you. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Go for it. All right.
I don't like this like sexy voice you're doing, but whatever.
Bruh, I only know one tone of my voice, and so I always feel like funny when people tell me I'm putting on a sexy voice because I'm really not trying. But if I could pause that, if I could harden it up a little bit, sorry, it's always a fun time when I get around this guy. This is the man, the myth, the legend, my homeboy, my brother from another mother, the Trey Foe's finest, MeezyBlvd. What's good, Meezy?
What's good, fam?
Yep.
What's good? I wish you would have told me I was gonna be first. I would have straightened up. We got new furniture, the background a little mess. I didn't go to sleep last night, but whatever. We here and we gonna do what it do.
We gonna do what it do. Well, you know, the thing was I waited to tell you that because the thing is, man, when you tell people you're a first or the first, they always get weird. I don't want you to get weird on me. Just because you're my first. Don't get weird.
I'm like taking your YouTube virginity.
Listen, I just want you to be gentle. I just want you to, I want to be able to, I want this to be special. I want to be able to remember this.
That's good. That's good shit.
Thank you, bro. But nah, ladies and gentlemen, me and this man go back like 4 flats on the Cadillac, actually, way before I was even podcasting, when I used to call myself just a fan. You know, Meezy was out there podding. We had him on the show last year for 2 episodes about around this time. We did 2 episodes, known role models, and think like a man treated like a woman or something like that. I can't remember, but whatever it was, 2 episodes that got me nearly canceled by the people in, you know, that's around here. But that's that. We'll talk about that later.
Still fuck Steve Harvey.
Hey, yo, when I got that voicemail and Brody called me a fake ass Steve Harvey, I laughed because I was like, he must listen. So I got my boy MeezyBlvd here today. If you don't know, now you know, but he's 1/3 of the Textual Active podcast, gang shit. Shout out to the producer E. Shout out to Rez.
I tried to wear my shirt.
Open Media Lab. I see it.
Yeah, I tried.
Listen. I knew he was gonna see this and be like, "Did you rep the gang? Did you rep the gang?"
I do that for all my folks. I'm waiting on you to send a merch.
Man, look, it's in processing, brother. It's in processing. But as you know, man, like a lot's changed. I mean, within at least the year since we've spoken, like on wax, a lot's changed. And hell, a lot's just changed in our lives in general. So I think last time we spoke, it was like around summertime, I think.
Okay.
And it was getting hot outside. And I remember we were at that point where we was like, oh, we're back outside. And we couldn't have been more wrong.
Super wrong.
So how's you know, for the people who don't know you and how you don't know this man, I don't know. How's everything going? How's everything been?
Life is life, man. Life is one of those things where it's fucking, you take it one day at a time.
Exactly.
You do what you can. You try as much as you can. Try to do everything you can. Try to do as much as you can and make the best of your time, because you don't know when your time is up.
Exactly. And that sounded like a rapper statement, but he ain't lying.
It's not, bro. It sounded like that. When you point it out, it does sound like that, but it's true, bro. It's just,
it is.
I've taken since the last time we talked, I've taken the time to understand what makes me happy and what I like and what I don't like. And so with that comes a bunch of obstacles, i.e. being unemployed now. So, you know what I'm saying? As we have this conversation, I do not have a job.
And
So it's one of those things.
and what's crazy about that is that Meezy, in no shortage of a way, is a bum. So I like to make that straight. Like my peoples ain't bums. You know what I'm saying? My friends ain't bums. But when we last spoke,
No, this one is.
yeah. You said-
This one is for sure.
so, but the last time we spoke, why that's so important is because Meezy was in a place where I think he was still working the job when we last spoke. Yes,
Yeah.
you hadn't left yet, and it was one of those things where I think like one of the reasons why me and Meezy connected. Actually, I know one of the reasons why we connected. When I first started listening to TA, I had never heard a person outside of maybe a famous person speak so purely unadulterated about how much they wasn't fucking with shit. And that's the nicest way I can put it.
Yeah, man. Like that's one of the biggest things I like try to like big myself up about is like not sugarcoating it. Say what I feel and feel what I say. Like, don't get me wrong, if I say it today, i.e., we're gonna be outside, I could be totally wrong about it and come back and say that was fucking wrong.
I was
I
wrong.
was wrong. I was wrong.
And that I think is what separates the champs from the chumps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because had you been one of them cats who just stood on the ignorant hill and died on it, I'd have been like,
Yeah.
nah, bro, I can't listen to you. Because you're right. Life is about phases, bro. Like I said that. I remember, I can't remember what episode it was, but it was many moons ago. You said, I said what I said, and I meant that shit right then.
Yeah.
That's how I felt then.
In the moment.
In the moment. Don't mean I feel this way 2 hours, 2 days, 2 months from now. But when you caught me then, that's how I felt. And that's cool, man. Like I'm not saying being unemployed is cool, but because I understand your journey and what you're doing, and it's bigger than just being unemployed. And we'll talk about that in just a second. It's about having something in your own, creating something on your own, and wanting something your own. It's just like we talked about this. It's the journey you got to go through because I was unemployed too. A smooth minute. My podcast got me fired. So
you helped.
Man, thanks, bro. Me. I appreciate that, man. I mean, listen, I know, as you said, life is about time. We don't know how much time we got left. So I want to try to make this shit as easy as possible, as best as possible for those that I can be around as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw you said you was going to be unemployed, I was like, bruh, listen, it's about to get real dark outside.
Mind you, that was the first time. that was the first time.
Oh, damn, this is the second time unemployed?
That's the second time.
I got fired twice last year, so 3 times.
But both times are self-induced though.
Okay, so you better than me.
The first time I chose to quit, and then the second time I chose to quit because I was going to move up. But then after, like, I had this gut feeling about I didn't want to do the job. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And like I've never felt like that before.
Yeah.
Like the interview was on like a Friday, like the drug test was on like a Friday. Everything came back on Monday. They told me that Wednesday they wanted me to start the next Tuesday. The entire 4 days. I had never felt like that. Like,
you just didn't want to do the job.
I just didn't want to do the job. And when Tuesday came, I was supposed to be there at 10 o'clock, and I just said, fuck it. I'm not going.
He did the best Magic Johnson impression. I'm not going to be here.
I'm not going to be here.
Well, the thing is, I want people to understand that, one, that's not an easy decision to make because financial freedom is what we all stand for. We all need that. You know what I'm saying? So to say I'm not going to take a job, that's literally got to say, bro, I'm putting my dreams ahead of whatever this paycheck
It wasn't really a dream. It was more so a happiness.
Oh, yeah. That's all.
Happiness. It was more so happiness. Like, and
well,
I had a couple maybe backups just in case.
That's the one part I was just about to touch on. I was going to say that the smart part about this, ladies and gentlemen, because I think a lot of times people who don't look at things like bigger than surface level, they understand that you don't just quit jobs or don't go to jobs if you don't have something backed up. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know about that. I'm starting to lean towards that minority of people who do that.
Really? Listen.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse. Because on the
Yeah.
flip side, I know the privilege that comes with living with my parents is like I could miss a paycheck. You know, moms ain't gonna put me out right now. But it is definitely one of those things where I commend you because not like you said, the minority, there's not many people who have really that privilege. And so as we talk about this, you talk about creating. One thing MeezyBlvd is really, really good at is creating shit. One thing MeezyBlvd is really, really bad at doing is talking about the shit he creates. Because I don't understand you, dog. You do so much work. Like, why do you just like you know what you do? You got the same thing I got. We look at what we do, and I feel like we look at us doing it and we're like, yeah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could do it. I did it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not
Exactly.
true. That's not true, Meezy. That's not
It
true.
is.
It's not true, Meezy. No.
Because it's a bunch of people that I look at and I wish I could do what they did.
Yeah.
And they probably feel the same way.
Same
But
way.
like it's the exact same thing, bro.
Mhm.
I don't, and honestly, in hindsight,
Mhm.
I don't really do that much.
Well, let me tell you something. You may not.
I do what I do well enough
Yeah.
that it look like I do a lot.
But here's the thing, and I get what you're saying there. You said a mouthful, and for those who don't understand, just don't. But understand this: to the naked eye, you do what you do, and most people can't do it. So it's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
It's like, think about it like this, right? If a motherfucker could run a 4.5 40, you know what I'm saying? He could look at them like, bruh, I just can run a 4.5. But not everybody can run a 4.5.
Nobody can run a 4.5. That's crazy. Mike Vick, like 40, still run a 4.5.
But not everybody can run a 4.5, though. Me, see, I can still run a 4.5 as well. But how many
That's
yards
crazy.
are we talking 40 or are we talking 20?
Bro, I can't run a 4.5 to the bathroom.
Oh man,
Do that now.
Man, look, but that's what I think. And so that's why I wanted to have Meezy back on, because last time we spoke deeply about how he was into doing things with music. And Banks, shout outs to Banks, Flam Illuminati. He's coming out with new stuff. Wealth and Prosper Records. Is that correct? Is that the game?
Yeah. That's the motto around here.
Yeah, cool.
Get the wealth and prosper.
And see, and the thing is, listen to you, bro. How many people you know working with or working on a record label or working with a hot artist, my guy? Like, come on, bro.
It's simmering. I don't want to call it hot. It's simmering. We ain't got the bubble yet, but it's simmering.
You are so fucking modest. I love it. I mean, listen. I woke up on a random Tuesday. I checked my Facebook notifications. You know what it said? It said, yo, who's heard of this artist from Trey 4? This artist from from North Carolina. Who's heard of this artist? Where's this dude from? And I looked down at my phone. I'm like, yo, that's Banks.
Yeah.
And they like, who? I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, fam, like, I don't know this guy, but I know this guy's dude. And yo, he's pretty nice. So you can.
Yo, in hindsight, I think I know how that happened.
Okay. You want to talk about that off air or on air?
I mean, it don't matter. Like, I kind of know. Like,
Okay.
I've made some friends in Tennessee. But it's just like I've made a couple friends in Tennessee who enjoy that For the Fall record a whole lot.
One
and so
motherfucker,
Three motherfucker folk wanna come at me over day, bitch. First she hit me up and show me you and said don't say shit. Say she want a pretty ass.
So I think that's how that happened.
I'm sure that's how that happened, because when I asked my cousin, where did you find this? He goes, oh, he had this one record For the Fall. And I go, oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. I found him from The Fall as well.
Yeah.
I found him on Twitter. That's how I found him as well. But to say that you're not doing it, bruh, and you got people who don't know you personally, like bragging on something that you're working on, is like, don't downplay that, bruh. I mean, granted, yes, you're right. We ain't on the billboards, but still, fuck the billboard. We don't need them. They need us. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just I don't think it's like modesty. I think it's just like
you're just being transparent with the situation.
It's like it's just being like super honest. Like,
okay,
I can come on here and tell you like shit hard, shit dope, shit working. Like, people like it. Fucking Apple Music alone average 600 plays a week. You know what I'm saying? I could say that, but okay, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I still have time to do the shit, all the other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't had to make a choice about something yet.
True. I mean, but I would say, as we talked about time earlier, think about it like this though, Meezy. Count your blessings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
But
super grateful
yeah.
for all of everything. Like,
Mhm.
excuse me, I think
Okay.
it's like super, super grateful
Mhm.
because everything is like a luck of the draw type thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm super grateful for everything.
Yeah.
It's just the trying to catch it again, trying to catch it like more consistently is the hard part. And that's where the work come in from.
Most definitely. Because as you know, and as we about to get into, producing and creating is bent off one thing and one thing alone:
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah.
MeezyBlvd gave me the best advice, ladies and gentlemen, right when I started podcasting. I've said this a bunch of times. I literally reached out to this man on a whim, and he said back to me, yo, fuck the numbers, stay consistent. And at the time, it was like, is that profound? No.
Not really.
But you
It's
know
actually
what?
what I tell everybody.
Exactly, because that's what I tell everybody now. But think about it like this: if you reach back, right, and everybody who's a creator can relate. There's moments when you don't want to create.
Yeah.
There's moments when you're like, fuck this, man. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? People not fucking with it. I'm wasting my time. I need to be, making money. I need to be whatever. And when you hear things like, fuck the numbers, stay consistent, it reminds you that there are other people like yourself working who are feeling these same feelings. And they like, but if I just keep pushing, because the thing is, if you guys quit, I never find you. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I
Right.
never, you know what I'm saying? You don't go on Mouse's Jones show. You don't, I don't hear all the funny stories about Rez. I don't get inspired by E, a whole YouTube graduate. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to producer E, a YouTube graduate. He'll tell you that himself. Like, I graduated from YouTube, son. I learned this on my own, which was inspiring to me because I thought he was born into it. I thought all y'all were bred into it. And then when I started to get to know you guys personally, I was like, hold on, you're creating on your own?
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
that's a thing that like amazes me to this day.
Mhm.
Like he just one day
Woke up.
it's like I've been doing this for the last 3 months
Mhm.
for free. Let me figure something out.
No.
And he started doing it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
E's got to be one of the best stories off Instagram of my life, because not only is E like a great worker and a great content producer and all around just seems like a great man, this motherfucker has got to be one of the most like welcoming individuals I've ever met. And that I know
Yeah.
when creating, that ain't always the case.
Yeah. It's like he's just one of those guys that's like he just wants you to try.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
He is definitely
that's
a dad in
really
that
it. Like
situation.
it's really more so like, hey, listen, I got this idea.
Mhm.
Just roll with me. And a lot of times I like to say no just
Oh,
because.
if y'all listen to Texture Active, I have heard E a bunch of times have to say, Meezy, you just got to see the vision. You just got to see
Yeah,
the vision.
exactly. And a lot of times I like to say no
Nope.
because I don't want to be the guy that does what everybody does.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I have unique talents, I have a unique taste, and so I have a hard time being generic and regular.
I mean, says the
Like
man who was
I
on
can't even
TNT.
like that's funny. I have a hard time making playlists
Mhm.
to listen to because I don't want to hear what everybody else is listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like so one of my things, like I thought during quarantine I would learn to be a DJ, but then I learned I like to play the music that I like, not the music that people know or
Mhm.
the music that everybody be listening to.
Mhm.
So that's kind of hard for me. Like
Yeah.
would be pretty hard to be a
Yeah.
DJ and
You
not
sitting
play
here
the shit.
playing like 30 different lo-fi songs from like 40 different
You know
unknown
what I'm saying?
artists. We're going to be like,
Like,
bro, if you don't turn on that new Roddy Rich, like,
you
what's
know what I'm
wrong with
saying?
you?
So I've learned that. So with him, it becomes a thing where we now trust each other enough that
Mhm.
if he come with an idea, he'll know
Mhm.
when I say no,
Mhm.
I mean no,
Mhm.
but I might come back to it. Like I might come back to it.
So I'm not gonna get in your business, but
No, go ahead.
it
I
thoroughly
mean,
feels like sometimes this is what I feel like when I'm listening to TA. It's like Meezy like, and Rez is like, bruh, come on. And then E is like, Meezy, please come on. And then it's like, and then it goes, Rez's like, hey Meezy, please stop fucking playing. And then
it's actually the opposite.
really,
Like let's to be honest, it's really the opposite.
really, so
It's usually I feel like I get tag teamed a lot because they live
pause.
together. Oh, pause. Yeah, big pause. Like they live together, so it's usually a handicap match.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll bring an idea to her that they talked about at home.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when they bring it to me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like she already thought about it and she's just like, okay. And then so when he bring it to me, I'm the one with the pushback.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's really a conversation between me and him where she already said yeah until it's time to do it. And then we flip it and then it's him trying to get her to do it right. And I'm just like, we can just do this. So it's one of those things where it's a group conversation that we have for the most part. But even like solo, like when he came to me like 2 weeks ago and was like, so I'm thinking about going to Twitch. I think it'd be a good idea if you had a show on Twitch by yourself. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that, bro. Like I don't want to do that. And the crazy thing is a part of me, honestly, at times I'd be here and I'd be like, I want to do something. But I don't want to do something that everybody doing. Like I don't want to.
If I may, what
I
it
don't want to
is,
be academics,
yeah,
but like I don't want to be.
nobody
I
wants to
don't
be
want to do that.
academics. What I hear is, and what I've always seen, and what made me, gravitate to you is like, listen, I understand I'm in a space where a lot of people are doing this right now. A lot of people are podcasting. If you don't know what a podcast is now in 2021 after quarantine, I don't know where the hell you been. Okay.
Yeah.
So in essence, you have to figure out ways to stand out. And sometimes that means doing odd shit. A la Lady Gaga mid 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Just doing weird shit just to stand out. You know what I'm saying? By the way, you're hilarious. You don't know who Cher is? You're hilarious, bro. You're hilarious. We'll talk about it off air.
I know Cher. I don't know none of her slaps. She ain't got no slaps.
Believe in Love After Love is a slap, Meezy. Stop. I'm not going there with you.
Which cookout that was playing at?
I'm not going there with you, bro. Anyways, but in being a creator and wanting to create something unique is like pretty much the goal, because once you create something unique, then I always like to say only things that hold actual impact can be parodied. You remember parody videos? One of my favorite parody videos was All Go Everything. Everybody like
Rolls all in my neck, rolls all in my chest, rolls
All Go Everything. And to think about this, right? You can only be parodied if you're making an impact. That means a lot of people are watching you. If nobody's parodying you, then therefore you ain't worth it. And so in Meezy's eyes, it's like, okay, everybody's doing this. I'd rather run off with my own style. And if motherfuckers come copy the flow, copy the cadence, then they can at least say they got it from me, instead of saying like, oh, I just copied so and so. That being said, leading into our conversation we was talking about off air, you've been potting for about 3 years, right?
No.
Longer?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been doing a podcast myself. 2016.
In podcast years, bro, that makes you a full blown veteran. Son, you are a veteran. You are on your last legs.
I've had how many shows? I've had Fat Freaks podcast. I did Probably Shouldn't Be Drinking. I did Wealth and Prosper Radio. I started doing TA. I then did 10 Piece Killer Radio. and we didn't put that. We didn't make the law audio. So
Oh,
I've had like 5 shows already.
okay.
Like in hindsight.
Yeah, nah, 5 shows, and so since 2016, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of working. And I think what people don't realize is you're doing all this working, and you're putting all your clips together, you're putting all the stuff together, you post it on Instagram, you come
Yeah.
back a couple of days later, and you see motherfuckers jocking your style.
I don't
How-
have that problem, more saying a lot, but I do like. I do understand. Like I've seen like bits and pieces of things where I go, did we just like I might did we just do this? Like did we just talk about or did we just do this or I'm sure did they see this? Like I've had those type things. And it used to make me angry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It used to make me mad. In a moment of transparency, at a Christmas party of friends, people we know,
acquaintances,
acquaintances that we know. We went to a Christmas party, and this was back in the days where we probably shouldn't be drinking.
Oh, so this is a while ago.
Yeah, so probably shouldn't be drinking is a concept where 3 guys do a podcast about pop culture, and we drink. And so the concept is, who just said that we probably shouldn't be drinking?
And ladies and gentlemen, this is how I was introduced to Meezy, by the way. Like,
and so a couple days before Christmas, a group of guys from our city posted videos of them sitting around drinking, having a conversation. Right, which is normal, right?
Totally
like
normal.
Totally normal. But it was promo videos of guys we know, and they know us, and we know them, and they know us. They were sitting around drinking, having a conversation. And at the Christmas party, I had a little bit too much to drink, and I ironically had an Eminem shirt on that day.
Some shady?
Ran down on one of the guys and asked him, yo, what is y'all stealing that shit? And
you didn't.
I did. Because that's how I felt at the time. Like, bro, like, why the fuck would y'all...
Hold on, Meezy. Just perspective. You ain't got to say a weight. How tall are you?
5'10", 5'11".
Okay. Barely shoulders. Thick guy. Running down on niggas.
I mean, we was the same height. The irony was like just having a good time. And that's just where the conversation spiraled.
So when you pressed them, what did they say?
It was more so a back and forth. And we went back and forth. He got a little tight. I said, I just asked him a question. They separated us, and I left. Like, I left. And like in the moment, it felt totally justified. But now, like 4 years later,
extra.
I was like, that shit was kind of cool. It was corny. I'm embarrassed by that moment. And but like I've seen dude since like probably like a couple months after that. It was cool. I've seen him a few other times. But it's just one of those things where it was like, you see we working on something really hard, and niggas just came in and took the entire layout and was like, nah, we can do this. And I thought it was corny. And then in hindsight, I think they only ended up doing like 2 episodes because they all didn't live in the same city. So they only did it for Christmas.
Listen, I think Mr. Sean Carter said it the best. You can pay for school, but you can't buy class.
Right.
I can show you how this is done. You can watch me, but do you have the persistency? Do you have the energy? Do you have the fortitude? Do you have all the 5-letter college words I can think of right now? Do you have that? Probably not. You want to know why? Because you ain't me. All right. That's how I feel. But no,
Yeah.
I feel you, bro. Like, first and foremost, what you just said is called growth. The fact that you're embarrassed by that now is,
Oh yeah.
growth. That's growth.
I'm
'Cause-
super embarrassed now.
yeah. Because listen, I don't drink anymore. So when I hear about stories about when I did whatever I did, when I used to laugh about what I did, now I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing. That's not
Yeah.
funny. But
Yeah.
but to put that in perspective, we can say that's embarrassing, but let's flip it. Let's take it back 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whenever this happened, right? When you're trying to create something, you literally getting it off the ground. The ground. So everything that you put into it is like blood, sweat, and tears. Like it takes a lot to create, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So then not only does it take a lot to create, now it takes a lot to create stuff that people like. Because as
Yeah.
Meezy said, you gotta do things that people like.
Yeah.
There are days, and Meezy can vouch for me on this. When you come on your podcast, you don't want to talk about this shit. I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah. I mean, it's even to the point where it be like times where it's like this conversation sounds repetitive. Like we've already did
Had
this
talk.
already.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and I realize like E keeps trying to teach me to like, bro, you gotta do different shit because you like it's okay because you don't know who's watching for the first time.
Most definitely.
Like TA is I think episode somewhere around like we about to go into like the 160s.
Yeah.
In 3 years, like bro, like 160 episodes is a lot of back catalog for somebody to go back and listen to.
And I'll give everybody a bar right now. And Meezy will shake his head probably yes on this because I heard it from producer E. What you don't realize is, too, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's content that we made that years ago that we have to revamp back to, right? Revisit and either go, I agree with that, or I was tripping, y'all. I said that like 2 to 3 years ago, and you might hear a recording of this. And hey, man, it is what it is. And then there's content that's still good content that you repurpose, you repackage, you reverb. And I think that's what makes TA so great. That's why I copy y'all. I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Let me tell y'all something. I'll tell y'all this in a quick second. Ain't nothing new underneath the sun. Okay. Everything you see me do, I've either taken, copied, or just put my own twang on it. And when I saw TA, first and foremost, when I saw R&B 143, when I saw that, I said, oh, so they on a different level. They throwing parties. I said, okay, all right, I need to put my face out there. And it just grows, man, with the brand. But I think what happens, though, and what gets frustrating, if I could piggyback on what you said, the reason why you ran down on bro, it was like, bro, you can give me my props. You could have just easily gave me the credit. You didn't have to give me the debit. Like, you ain't got to pay me. But you can simply say, hey, bro, man, listen, MeezyBlvd, that man really, inspired me to be transparent. Hey, bruh, Rez really inspired me to be open about who I am.
I don't be wanting the credit for these things.
Okay.
What I be wanting is I be wanting for you to see it and be like, oh, I can do it. And just do it different.
But that's a lot to ask, though, Meezy. That's a lot to ask.
Why? But what I'm saying is why? Because when people tell me, I want to do a podcast. Sorry, the sun coming up out of nowhere.
No, you good.
I wanna do a podcast, and I say why. Nobody ever has an answer for that.
No, they don't.
And the shit I be having to explain to people is in the beginning when we were doing probably shouldn't be drinking transformed into textually active.
Yeah.
What wasn't doing, because it was probably shouldn't be drinking was probably the prototype that then led to textually active.
Yeah, because textually active was a whole different show back in the day.
Yeah. So in the early days of probably shouldn't be drinking, it would be, oh man, oh y'all got that podcast. Yeah, bro, I need to come on and talk. And then I started learning that when people know you do a podcast, they just be wanting to come on and talk.
Yeah, just bullshit.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, fam, you rap. We do we do a show about family relationships
Mhm.
and all the other shit in between.
Yep.
What are we about to talk to you about?
You don't align with anything we got going on. You don't have. And what's funny, to piggyback on this, now I formally introduced myself to Meezy in 2019. I still got the Twitter message. But what was funny is that on Impact back in the day, and it's so funny to say back in the day, but at this time period, Meezy was not very forthcoming in being welcoming and shit. It was not one of his things of being like, yeah, man, hit me up, blah, blah, blah. I remember Rez used to say,
No.
Mhm.
No. And I think that's the big misconception.
And so
about
I
me.
was just about to get to that, right? I was just trying to get to that. It's like Rez would say, talk to me, I talk back. And Meezy would be like, you know. But what I used to feel was it wasn't that you couldn't approach Meezy. It was just like, don't approach me about some dumb shit. Because I remember you used to be very heavily on, we don't do guests. We don't do guests. We don't do people on here. We build our own brand. Fuck that. Don't come on my show. Like, what is
Well,
this?
it becomes a thing where you have guests and they don't bring value.
Do not. You're right. You're right.
They don't bring value. Like unless you have a platform that is solid alone by itself.
Yeah.
You know, they don't bring value unless they have value. Like, if I could go get Beyonce and put Beyonce on this podcast, obviously, if I have one listener, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Or a million listeners, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But bringing Joe Blow from down the street because they like your podcast and they think they would be good talking on a podcast doesn't do anything for me. So why do I need guests? And so then having a show where in the beginning there was 4 people talking or 3 to 4 people talking, you add another voice that ain't gonna be here. It's not a thing. Like now, like in hindsight, talking about this, TA's been through 4 different stages of that show. It started off with 2 women.
Yep.
It went to 2 girls, 2 guys.
Yep. Plus
2 guys and a girl.
And then plus sometimes a producer would be there at some time.
See what I'm saying? 2 guys, and then it went to 2 guys, a girl, to just a guy and a girl and a producer. You know what I'm saying? Like, there would have been no way to have guests.
Yeah. Back in the day.
With this change.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 people already on the mic, bro. Like, there's no consistency, no concept here. Like, you being here for this week draws in your little 100 people. That's being generous. Your little 100 people came, and the next week they don't come back. Okay.
And not to mention, you think about it, and I'm gonna get into like what people don't really look at, but we do because we've been in this a while. The business portion of it. The business side, like, dude, having you on my show is a straight affiliation mark. So if you on some nut shit and you doing some nutty shit and you on Uncle Pooch's show, I gotta take my episode down and act like I never knew you because you're doing nutty shit now.
And in a long time, it was just logistics. Like, we're building this from the ground up. No, I'm not inviting you to my house. Nigga. No, I don't want you to know where I live. No, I don't want you to I don't want you to for what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of time. Nobody ever, even in hindsight, like thinking about the guests we've had on our show, I don't remember that many that like people will be like, oh yeah, that was a good episode. Like, but I do hear people talk about, oh, what you and Rez was talking about, or what Rez said, or what you said. I hear that all the time.
Well, it's one of those things where, if I could be frank with you, and it was super candid, and I appreciate the episode you did with your sister, right? Super cool.
Right.
But from a podcaster standpoint, I thought, man, there are a bunch of nosy motherfuckers out here who just want to hear about, what's going on, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? We put it out there, so it's there to be out. But as you just said, it's just like, man, believe me, the core is the core. Rez, Meezy, E. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what you're going to really remember. And in essence, too, all them podcasts that are heavily guest driven, I don't care what type of disrespect you feel behind this, but your punk ass podcast is heavily guest driven for a reason. Let's keep it
See?
100.
Nobody want to hear that shit.
Nobody
And
want to hear
even
that
with
shit. Mhm.
even with the episode with my sister,
Mhm.
that came from
An episode.
an episode of Me to Read. Yes,
Mhm.
and I just said what I said.
Yeah.
I always felt some type of way that my sister grew up in a two-parent household. I said that, and then obviously shout out the one guy we don't talk about that much, the low key guy behind the scenes. Shout out Tony. Tony clipped that part and used it for content, for promos to put on the Instagram, and Rez put it up there, and that was one of the ones that took off. And apparently they sent it to my sister and she heard it.
Yeah, man. We'll talk about that in another episode about family and podcasting. But it is one of those things where people have to understand that, like, obviously, you know, words mean things, right? And I get a little ruffled. I'm not even gonna hold you. I get a little ruffled when motherfuckers say you little podcast. Fuck you mean little? My show. Well, my thing is, anybody saying that to me is being country. You know, they trying to play on my head, bro. To me, that's how I feel. Like, why would you, like, nothing I do is little. You know what I'm saying? Everything I touch, everything I make, motherfuckers want to recreate. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me about what I have is little. And that's why I like, for me personally, that's why I take copycatting a little bit personal. Cause it's just like, hey, bro, I get it. But understand, you not, Meezy said it. He ain't been asleep. I'm right there with you. I went to sleep at 2, woke up at 6. Got 4 hours of sleep because I'm too busy creating. All for you to run off with my style, bruh.
So the thing that we should touch on in this conversation is that the concept of an idea, there's no idea that's original.
True.
The nigga that made Coke was like, I'm gonna make this soda. And somebody seen him and said, oh, he did that like that. I can do it like this. I can make Pepsi.
Literally the same product.
Even down to the nigga that said, oh, the Walmart guy said, oh, they make potato chips, Lay's, Wise.
Great value.
I'm just going to make great value and we're going to make our own potato chips. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no idea that is original.
No, but the thing is, and this is
I think what you should do is use it as a template.
True. To
make it your own.
True. But and again, this, you know, Meezy been in the game 2016. I came 3 years later in 2019. So he's been around for a little while. And plus with your other features, with other things you do, like I talked about with the music and stuff like that, you know that people, you know, use a platform and run off with it and make their own. Because you've done it. I've done it. But bruh, I'm just saying, bruh, it does still ruffle my feathers a little bit, bruh. If you're going copy, you know, just does it hurt to be like, bruh, shout outs to Pooch. Like, I wouldn't have known. I tell you what, this is what ruffled my feathers even more. I remember I did an episode with this one cat, and he played all the clips from me posted online, right? Didn't tag me not one time, and just like promoted it as his own. And I was like, bruh, you might as well give me this episode. Like, you might as well give me this clip, this mine. But you
sound a little Dr. Umar-ish right now.
Don't you start with me. It's team.
I'm just saying.
It's team Kevin Samuels, bro.
It's Dr. Umar.
It's team Kevin Samuels, bro. I'm not gonna do that with you.
I'm just saying, like, is the credit that important?
Yes and no. Yes.
Because what if they do and like who do they have to say it to?
So
for it to like count.
Okay. All right, so I'll keep it 100 with you because we talked about this earlier with growth. I'm a very prideful person. It's one of my biggest downfalls. It is like literally one of my biggest downfalls. I think it's just a being from down south type thing anyways, just being prideful.
Probably.
And it means nothing to you, but when I lay down at night, it means the world to me in some aspects. Now, if you are just a Joe Smo schmuck who ran off with my shit, then whatever. I ran off with somebody else's shit. You know what I'm saying? That's totally fine. But I guess I take it more personal when I know you. You know me. Like you said, bro. Like you know, although it's embarrassing, you ran down on bro and was like, so what's up? Like, what y'all got going on? And that's the whole thing how I feel. It's just like, bro, like, you see me doing this, like you could at least like, like big me up. But that is something I'm working on. I ain't gonna lie. I'm in counseling. I'm in therapy for that. Just to be like, you can't be number one all the time, pooch. You know what I'm saying? And realistically, who the fuck cares? Get over it. Like
Right.
that's what I have to tell myself. So you're right.
I think it's a thing of
Mhm.
like, don't get me wrong, because I
Mhm.
understand exactly what you do, because I
Mhm.
do the same thing.
Mhm.
Don't let me try to sound insightful and
Mhm.
full of wisdom here.
Mhm.
I feel the same way.
Mhm. Mhm.
The gratification that comes with somebody
Mhm.
saying they like what you did, they
Mhm.
appreciate what you did,
Mhm.
liking a picture that I put
Mhm.
up,
Yeah,
all of that shit feels amazing.
it does.
Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but I had to learn, and I'm
Mhm.
still learning
Mhm.
to say, did I like it? Did I like what I did enough? Because if I like it, if I feel like it was good enough for somebody to steal, I'm okay with it.
And if I could stop for a second, I will say that is what drew me to you. That's what drew me to this friendship. That's what drew me into interacting with you, because it was one of those things where when we first started conversing, if you probably don't remember this, but I used to tweet you and I would go, "Hey, bruh, I feel what you said. That was some bullshit." Because at the time, you were in a different place in your life. We don't have to go there, but you were in a different place in your
Yeah.
life, and you weren't necessarily in the brightest place in your life. And you were the only podcaster I knew who came on and was like, "Nah, bro, life fucked up, son. It's dog.
Yeah.
I ain't really fucking
But
with this."
but see, then with that
Mm-hmm.
becomes the thing of comparison.
True.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I voice my opinions and I say
Mhm.
what I want to say, and I say
Mhm.
it the same way.
Mhm.
Meezy just think he's Charlemagne. Meezy think he's Joe Budden.
Yeah.
In New York, when I was in New
Mhm.
York,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh uh dude said, "Oh, you like fat a mouse."
Don't disrespect my boy like that.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you like a fat
You like
mouse,
a fat
Jones." Like,
mouse? Okay. I mean, shout outs
you know
to
what I'm
Mouse
saying?
Jones, but
Shout out, that's my guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know
But
Mouse Jones personally, but shout outs to him. But you and Mouse Jones, yeah,
see what I'm
y'all
saying?
got
Like,
similarities, but y'all ain't the same.
see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because of who at that time, that was the second time I'd ever met him.
Mm-hmm.
So for somebody to see that off top,
Mm-hmm.
like that's not planned.
Yeah.
That's not something I saw from. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
And so I
Similarities.
think the similarities are
Mhm.
there. So I think when you like, nigga, Kobe still got to be Kobe from watching Jordan.
That's true, and we still love him. R.I.P.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He
Mhm.
still got to be Kobe.
Yeah. True.
He stole all his moves.
He
Everybody
did.
done seen that YouTube video where they put them side by
Put him
side.
side
They
to
look
side.
identical.
Yep.
You could do that. You know what I'm saying? Kobe to this day think he could beat Mike in heaven.
In
When
heaven,
Jordan get there, they gonna lace him
he
up.
still gonna be like, bro, let's run it. Yeah, true. But and listen, I get that. Like I said, Meezy, I get that. I get that. But bro, and again, I'm gonna just chunk it up to pride. I'm gonna chunk it up to just being a man. It's just like
Yeah.
had I. Well, I'm sure this will happen. Oh, what you think you is like, I don't know, some fake ass Lil Duval. I don't know, some nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I have to look at him like, no, I'm Uncle Puche. I'm me. I like Lil Duval. Lil Duval's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Charlamagne got they're cool, but it's just like they ain't the only ones that do what they do. They ain't the only ones that
Right.
think what they think. So it's just like I get that. So as I sit here and talk about people ripping me off, I have to think about like, Pooch, remember, you were reaching out to people.
Not even if you did,
Mhm.
somebody think you did.
True.
You might not have never in your life seen any of it.
True.
And you just happened to do it because you thought it was cool.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just what it is. Like I feel like we gotta stop. Like it took me a long time to understand that.
Mhm.
And then I started using those same techniques
Mhm.
for projects. Like I've said this is
Mhm.
on Instagram. I told it to Wayno.
Mhm.
for a Banks rollout for the last EP we put out, I literally mimicked what Black did with his 6-piece thing. I literally watched his Instagram and they like Wednesday we announced this project coming out on Friday. No, Tuesday we announced it. Wednesday the artwork go up. Thursday there was a first single with a video. Friday the project came out. So when I took that back to the team, this what we gonna do.
That's what we're gonna do. Yep.
Same thing all week. And if you say I stole it from Black, I did.
Yeah, sure.
I also thought it was a really good idea.
Yeah, true. But then listen, and that's what I say again. It comes down to it. Be like, if you think I stole it from Black, and that's all I'm saying. It's just like I listen, because I feel you, bro. Again, therapy and counseling has helped me out with this. That I need to let that shit go. It irks me. It irks me, and I know I should let it go. But I'm not perfect. I'm a human, and I find it in myself the quickest way for me to stop tripping is to remember where I came from. You know, I remember all those days of sitting down and listening to He-Man Woman Haters and listening to TA when they were not in, open media lab, and I remember, DMing y'all like, hey dog, I record on my phone. What do y'all do? And then Eve messaging me and being like, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that to say this, like, it's all about remembering where you came from. And as much as I hate this word, it is about humbling yourself. Because as you said earlier, we're only here for a short amount of time. And if I spend my time, y'all niggas copying me, copying me, then bro, I'm not gonna go nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
And to your point of why niggas just can't say it, pride. Yeah. And one, pride. Two, nobody's gonna ask me, Meezy, did you roll out that project the same way Black did?
Like, you already know, because you're right. Because you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna see it and they go, Black did the same thing, and then they go, oh, okay. Look,
and then that's if they saw Black roll it out like that. They might not ever saw it.
Because you know what? I never saw Black roll it out like that because I don't listen to Black. But I know you guys did it because I saw it. So yeah, and that's why, again, Meezy, that's why I'm so big on giving my prospect, because again, like you just said, some people probably didn't see Black do it, and so now they think you came up with it. And you know what, bro? Maybe that's just me using my damn college degree with history, looking at it, knowing that it came before me. That pisses me off. Like when TA recently rebranded and they made the new logo and the new cover art, I literally went on Twitter and I said, yo, the new cover art for TA is fire. I ain't never gonna catch these motherfuckers. And I said that, one, to get the word out, hey, TA has a new cover art. But two, it's like, dog, if you ever wonder if anybody's sitting back looking and wondering and checking, then yes, I am a pure example of that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a show before I even was inspired by y'all, which I need to clarify something real quick before I go off on that, because I felt bad when I said that. I didn't think I saw what y'all could do and I knew I could do it. I saw what y'all did and I was inspired by what y'all were doing. Does that make sense?
Same shit. Like, we saw us do it and we inspired you to do it. You thought you could do it too, so you tried to do it.
Yeah. It's just,
thank you. Congratulations and thank you. Like, it go hand in hand. Like, you did what you set out to do, and thank you for always bigging us up. Like, we appreciate. Like, a lot of times I like to tell people I don't do stuff for recognition.
Yeah, you say that all the time.
I do shit just because I like to do shit. It may come back in past time, but it don't. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it won't. Like, the other day, I just put a picture on my Twitter of all the brands that I had on and I tagged them.
Oh, brand ambassador ass nigga.
No, the shirt I paid for, the hat I paid for, the pants came free, but I did buy another pair of pants.
I mean, listen,
you know what I'm saying?
It look nice.
So, but it's one of those things where it's like, why would I not support the people that support me? Why would I not help who helped me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you tune in to TA
Mhm.
because you heard us. You was like, oh, these niggas sound cool.
Mhm.
You stayed.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
In the consumer time that we live in, that
Mhm.
shit really don't happen.
No, it don't. And listen, if I could be frank with y'all, it's this.
Yeah.
It's this. It's
Like,
this. It's this.
I used to listen to at least, I used to have a podcast to listen to
At least once a day.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Me too.
Thursday,
Me too.
and sometimes Friday. Sometimes I would listen to Drink Champs on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, podcasts I listen to now on a regular. Like, I make sure I listen to it.
Speak on it.
2, and one of them not textually active. I don't even listen to textually active no more.
Don't even listen to mine either. It's like, all right, bro, I know what the hell.
I was there. Like, I was there. Like, I was there.
And then you do the clips, or like in my case, because I'm a one-man show, I do the clips and I do the other stuff. And I was like, bro, I don't need to hear this shit again.
I throw it on the YouTube and see what I said and laugh at it. But like, I don't, and I'm Audible guy. I am long form Audible guy. If you catch my attention, I'm listening to this whole thing and I'm doing it now, and I don't want to be interrupted. But I know how fickle things can be. So once you catch somebody one time and they fuck with you, why would I not? Like, why would I not?
True. It's capturing the audience and realizing, as Meezy said earlier, sustaining them. Because case in point, that person that put that Gorilla Glue in their hair got a blue check and got 100,000 followers off that. I'm pretty sure that nobody follows that person anymore, and they're not even paying attention because they didn't sustain something, which again goes back to my point. Only things that have impacts can be parodied. So whenever I look at situations, whether people are laughing at me, they're threatening me, or they're copying me, I realize that my life must be doing some type of impactful shit that you can't do for me. And with that being said, brother, I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode with that. Before we get up out of here, because I got some more stuff to talk to you about off air in another episode. You tell people where they can find you, bro.
I'm on all of your favorite social media sites at MeezyBlvd. Probably all of those are me, whichever ones you use, because I probably have one and got my name just because, except for TikTok, because fuck TikTok. Yeah, just whichever, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook is Meezy something. But yeah, just I'm around. Once you find me on one, you can find me on the rest of them.
Exactly. And then his name will be in the bio, ladies and gentlemen. Meezy, bro, we not finna go nowhere. We're gonna kick it into something else. But bro, thank you so very much for giving me, this amount of your time, bro. This early in the morning too. Early in the morning. But
I had nothing to do today.
Man, listen, I gotta go to work now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be late, but hey, who cares? You all listen to another episode 60 on the podcast. Again, thank you all so very much. I've been talking about this for a very long time. I finally did it. I knew who I wanted to do with. Pause that. And I'm so glad I got to do it with you, Meezy. It's the first episode. Thank you for being gentle and nice and kind to me, because it took me like 40 minutes to get on this damn thing. So you listen to another episode 60 on the podcast. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am out.
Sarcarrogance production.